Welcome to Newt's World Podcast on the iHeart Podcast Network. Episode 8 of The Greatest American Inventions. Today, the invention that put the power of computation in the hands of ordinary people. Not governments, not corporations, ordinary people. That was a radical idea, and it changed everything. The personal computer. For the first 30 years of the computer age, a computer was a room. It occupied thousands of square feet, required teams of trained operators, and was owned by governments and large corporations. The idea that an individual might own one was simply absurd to most people in the industry. Then, in January of 1975, Popular Electronics magazine put the Altair 8800 on its cover. A kit computer, $439. No keyboard, no screen, no operating system. You programmed it by flipping switches on the front panel. The magazine sold out. The company was overwhelmed with orders. Among the readers was a 20-year-old Harvard student named Bill Gates and his friend, Paul Allen. They saw that a computer without software is useless. They called the manufacturer, told them they were writing an interpreter for it. They were bluffing. They hadn't written a line. Then spent the next 8 weeks building one. It worked. They founded Microsoft. Also galvanized, an engineer in Silicon Valley named Steve Wozniak, who showed his personal computer designs to his employer, Hewlett-Packard. HP declined, so Wozniak partnered with his friend Steve Jobs, and they founded Apple in a garage in Los Altos, California in 1976. The Apple II, introduced in 1977, was genuinely new. The first mass-market personal computer with a built-in keyboard, a color display, and an open architecture that let others build software for it. VisiCalc, the first spreadsheet, ran on the Apple II and was by itself enough justification for businesses to buy the machine. It did in minutes what accountants had spent hours doing by hand. Then, in 1981, IBM entered the market. When IBM released its PC, it sent a signal to the entire business world. Personal computers are legitimate. The floodgates opened. IBM made a fateful decision. Rather than designing proprietary components, they used off-the-shelf parts and licensed an operating system from Microsoft. That meant the architecture could be copied by other manufacturers, and it was prolifically. The IBM-compatible PC became the dominant standard. Microsoft's DOS and later Windows ran on hundreds of millions of machines. The 1980s and 1990s brought the personal computer into American homes and offices at a pace no one had predicted. Word processing replaced the typewriter. Spreadsheets replaced the ledger book. Desktop publishing let small organizations produce professional documents without a printing press. And as the internet arrived in the mid-1990s, the personal computer became the gateway to a new world. I want to reflect on what this revolution tells us about how innovation happens. The conventional wisdom in 1975 was that computers were for institutions. The experts understood computers as large, shared resources. The idea of a personal computer violated their intuition about what the technology was for. It took outsiders to see things differently. Bill Gates was a college student. Steve Wozniak was an engineer who couldn't get his employer interested. Steve Jobs was a college dropout. They didn't have decades of received wisdom telling them what a computer is supposed to be. They looked at what was becoming possible and imagined something new. This is a recurring pattern in American innovation. The people who change industries are often not the people who run them. The people who see what's coming are often the ones who are the least invested in what's already here. That's uncomfortable for incumbents, and it's the engine of American economic dynamism. Next time, we follow another kind of innovation, not a device, but a system. The invention that didn't just make one product affordable, it made everything affordable. The moving assembly line. Newt's World is produced by Gingrich 360 and iHeartMedia. Our executive producer is Garnsey Sloan. Our researcher is Rachel Peterson. Special thanks to the team at Gingrich 360. If you've been enjoying Newt's World, I hope you'll go to Apple Podcasts and both rate us with 5 stars and give us a review so others can learn what it's all about. Join me on Substack at Gingrich360.net. I'm Newt Gingrich. This is Newt's World.